I used to be upset that fetch lands were out of my price range, but now I can't believe that they're so cheap. Well, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name's Louie. Hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today we're going to be talking about the enemy fetch lands and 3 reasons that I think this is the perfect opportunity for you to start buying them up or completing your commander decks or other decks that you've been working on. I want to give you a little quick behind the scenes of what's going on here at Kitchen Table TCG. We're currently updating and organizing and cleaning the studio. I just set up all my board games in the shelf. I was just really excited to share that with you. We might do some Imperial Assault someday on the channel. That could be a lot of fun. And then we're working on a new backdrop. We'll see what I come up with. And we got a new light and a new camera. I'm just excited for the channel and for all the things that we get to do. So let's hang out and talk a little bit about fetch lands. And again, why I think these are a great opportunity for those. You know, when I started playing Magic the Gathering, I couldn't afford to hop into Modern as a result of not being able to afford the fetch lands. And then I started playing Commander, and I have like 20 Commander decks. I can never figure out how I could afford, and I don't like moving cards from deck to deck and that kind of thing. I know some people like that. That's just not my thing. Like once I build my Commander deck, I really don't even like to touch it. I don't really even like to upgrade it. I like to say, hey, that's my Commander, that's what they do. And occasionally I'll add a card or whatever. But when I built them all, I couldn't afford to, you know, add all these fetch lands into every single deck, and I really felt like it prevented me from having a, you know, optimized land setup for those decks. But now with these enemy fetch lands seeing so many reprints in Modern Horizons 2 and Zendikar Rising, we're seeing prices really come down. It's been that way for quite a bit. Arid Mesa, $44 at the high to $18 now. Marsh Flats, same thing, $44 to $15. Misty Rainforest, 2-3 years ago, it was a $75 card. Now it's a $22 card. Scalding Tarn, same thing, $70 to $25. Verdant Catacombs, you just saw a bunch of them, from $71 to $20. And so these cards have become very affordable. You know, not as cheap as some people might like, but if it comes to like upgrading your deck, this seems like a great opportunity to do it. And you know, fetch lands are great because they help you to like thin out your deck. They help you to mana fix and get the cards you want. But then they also set up triggers in decks. Like I have a Lord Windgrace deck that has a ton of landfall triggers and a ton of, you know, when you put cards into your graveyard triggers, they really help spice up the deck and optimize a lot of different things. So you may want to look into your decks to figure out, is this the right time to pick them up? But here are the 3 reasons I think that now particularly is even a better time than like when MH2 first came out. If you didn't know this, MH2 just got a reprint on the set boxes. And not just like a reprint, but a whole restock from distribution. Stores were able to order quite a bit of the MH2 set boxes. Even had like sleeve boosters, you know. And then in addition, Zendikar Rising also just got what's called last call from distribution, where they ask stores, hey, do you want more? And then they get their last kind of pallets from distribution. So both MH2 as well as Zendikar Rising probably available to you at your LGS, and the prices have probably come down as well as a result of it just being a recent restock. I think MH2 set boxes are probably actually in arbitrage right now, where if you open up boxes, they're probably worth more in singles than on your the sealed product. But because of this recent restock, I think this is going to become an even better over the next 2 weeks, even better opportunity for you to pick up those cards. Additionally, you know, we have gone to this well now. Wizards has gone to this well multiple times. We saw like a Secret Lair Ultimate Edition that had these in them. You know, again, I'm talking about the enemy fetch lands. We had Zendikar Rising that had the, you know, the fancy ones, and then we had Modern Horizons 2 that had just a bunch of them in the product. So the Wizards has gone to this well so much over the last 2 or 3 years that I don't think that we will see the enemy fetch lands coming really anytime soon again in the next 2 to 3 years. I do think that we will see the allied fetch lands, the other, I think 5 colors, pop up in the next couple years, and that will become the opportunity to buy those ones. But in this particular case, I just don't see how or why they would feel the need to go back to that well, as simply a result of the reprint equity simply isn't there anymore because they've done it so much in the past. And so then the third reason that I think this is a really great time to pick these up is that all of the versions are relatively the same value. And this is something I usually look into whenever I buy singles. A lot of people like to buy the cheapest version of the card, and that's great. This is, you know, a great opportunity just to buy the absolute cheapest version of the card and pick them up to upgrade your deck or do whatever you want to do. But the fact of the matter is that this card in the absolute cheapest version is going to have the hardest time growing in value. And not that this is just about investment. You know, I personally like to put investment into my decks and make sure over time that they're going to see a value increase rather than like a steady line. But for my opinion, something like the extended art might be even a little bit better, where you're able to, again, they're not that much different pricing, but you're probably not going to see this again before you see like a regular version of it. But particularly, I really like, and this is what me and my friends were talking about earlier this week, I really like the retro frame foils. I think these are something, the etch foils. This is something that's going to be hard for Wizards to reprint in the exact same way. And, you know, because of that, over the next couple years, I think you see these go up the most in value. Additionally, these don't curl as well, and I think they just look really sweet. I really like the retro frame foils. So in my opinion, this is the best opportunity to hop back into these fetch lands. If you need to take a look at your commander decks and just kind of see, you know, where did I not give the money to in the past? Where did I kind of be like, I just can't afford it at the time? Then you just don't think about it again. And I recently was playing a game, I was just like, why am I behind? It's like everybody else had fetch lands, everybody else had all these fancy things. I was like still playing with basic lands. And it's just maybe an opportunity for you, if you haven't done that in the past, to invest in this real estate that people talk about in Magic. But also, if you're looking to play a format like Modern in the future, you may think about picking up like a play set of each of these, just so that like in the future, if you decide to hop into one of those formats, you already have the cards and you don't have to worry about, man, I wish it could be reprinted. Listen, 3 years ago, I literally remember being like, I'm so angry that they haven't reprinted these. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how cheap. I'm like opening boxes as a store. I'm like, I can't believe how cheap these are. It's unbelievable. But I think that provides an amazing opportunity for us as players to do something that maybe 2 or 3 years ago we couldn't do personally. So let me know what you think about the fetch lands in the comment section below. Which version do you like better? Which version do you think is gonna perform better if you're an investor or a collector? Hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember, be kind to the people around you. This is just cardboard, and we'll see you again next video.